Yeah, roll the intro. I've just got chat only, so I can't see.
Go.
I can't, man, you guys. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the People's Podcast. I'm, of course, Super Patriot. I'm sitting here with Orbit, who was late.
Hello, and I have a valid reason.
I am also sorry. We are interested in your pitiful excuses here, buddy. We're also sitting here with Mr. God's disciple, who lost track of time.
Morning, everyone.
And with Balkan, who started calling me an hour ago for the show.
Yo. This is Balkan.
You want to know the reason I was late?
Let's hear his excuse.
Yesterday night it was really windy last night where I am, and I woke up this morning and I get a knock at the door. God knows what time it was, and I stumble to the door, who the fuck is this? Because no one knocks on my door. Open the door up, and this foreign woman, and she's like, in her accent, she's like, my house is in your garden. My house is in your garden, like this. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she's pointing to the back of the house. And I turn around. As I turn around, she walks past me, into my house. I'm like, excuse me. She walks straight through the house and draws back my curtains. And there's some toy house that is flown over the fence into my garden. And it's a 20-foot fence. And I was like, fuck. Oh yeah. It took me ages to get rid of her. Anyway, that was her. Just as we were about to start the podcast, she's banging on my door again, and she's collecting the house. So that's my excuse. Whereas God's disciple has been sleeping.
I was going to say something nice about your story, and then just boom, slam in it right at the end.
Okay, take that back. Go on.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I thought she was gonna say her roof was in your garden or something, not like a toy house.
No,
I thought she was coming back.
The way she was saying it was literally her house was in my garden, and I was like, "What are you talking about? What have you been smoking?"
I thought you were gonna say she came back just then and said, her Malibu Stacy car garage was gonna be in your garden as well as the house. Crazy stuff.
So
and she left her fucking handbag.
You have no woman in your garden that lives there, yeah?
Yeah. Kick her out and lock her in the garden.
Oh, stuff. So how's everyone been? Everyone okay?
So we have Balkan and Gods also on the show, if you haven't guessed already. Did you introduce them, Daddy's House?
Of course.
Balkan,
man. I have
no idea what I called you.
Balkan was
smoking.
Balkan was here, man. Balkan was here before any of us.
Yeah, exactly.
You started calling me an hour ago, and I'm like, I'm in the middle of playing Battlefield 3, and I'm like, dude, it is way too early.
Cool. Let's get cracking with the show. We have got some awesome material to talk about today, as usual, on every single podcast we do. Isn't that right?
What's that material, huh?
So, Super Patriot, you're going to start us off with something, aren't you?
Yeah. Anybody out there listening, obviously there's people out there that are listening that have taken, they took what I said from the show a couple weeks ago, I'm assuming, so,
Last week.
Was it last week or the week? No, I think it was the week before.
Okay.
Or the first show back. They took it. There was a video that was put out earlier this week that called into question some things that I said on a previous episode. So I've got a statement here I want to talk say about this and everything, so that I can just open up with you guys and all that and let you know what exactly happened. Recently, I spoke about some very specific numbers to illustrate the active player base on the game and how those numbers compared to the active PvPers on the game. Earlier this week, it was pointed out that my numbers were grossly off, and it was stated I did so intentionally to lie to the community. I'm not going to sit here and say that the new numbers are wrong, because they're not. I've looked and checked them multiple times, and the numbers shown are accurate. Why? I have no idea. Why were the numbers I gave so wrong? I have no idea. All I know is at the time when I was talking about them, they were 100% accurate. The numbers I gave are the ones I was getting from that site, which searches the census for the results. I'm man enough to admit if I'm wrong about something. What happened, though, I have no idea. But to sit there and say that I deliberately lied to the community about them is ridiculous. I would have to be a complete and utter moron to give numbers like that, cite a source for those numbers, point out where I was able to access those numbers, and believe that nobody would go there to check them themselves. As for the other things discussed when my mistake was pointed out, I'm very much aware of the chance of multiple characters on the same account. But there are other things that were not pointed out. First off, that swings both ways in regards to not only PvE, but also PvP in regards to the searches done for numbers on who has 100 PvP CR, as well as 140 PvE CR. There can easily be multiple 100 PvP CR tunes on one account, as there are multiple 140 PvE CR ones. Also, checking the activity of the game on Steam is not an accurate way to gauge player participation for PC. I'm not saying that PC is overflowing with players, but not all of them access the game through Steam. Keep in mind as well that when I cited my numbers, there were 22 million characters on the game. That number has grown to 24 million since then. So saying the game is dying isn't necessarily accurate, because even if those 24,140 plus CR players created new tunes, there is no way they could have created 2 million of them. New players are coming into the game, while admittedly older players are leaving it. To say the game is dying because just under 2,000 people have a CR higher than 144 is an erroneous claim. Again, I don't understand what has happened in the past couple of weeks with the census, or if my search results were wrong based off bad inputs on my part in the searches I did. But the new numbers that were given are not wrong. I'm just saying that I did not set out to deliberately lie to the community. If I am in fact wrong and something is off with the census right now, it makes me sick to my stomach to think that I gave bad information out to the community like that, and I do apologize for that mistake. As for the rest of the nonsense that was spewed in that video, you and the people that believe what it said are utterly clueless. Brittany and myself get no special treatment or favoritism from the devs in any regards. If that were the case, fire would be the most OP power in the game, flight would be the king movement mode in PvP arenas, and shield would be the preferred weapon over one-handed or dual wield. Since none of those are the case, your point is moronic in this regards. You can be jealous, upset, angry, or whatever because Brittany and I may have better access to the devs than you do, but it's not because we promote the game or kiss their asses. It's because we both can tell the devs the exact same things that you guys do and both the PvP community say about PvP without being complete and total asshats about it. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
Well done, mate. 5 house points for your homework.
The Gryffindor.
honestly, man. I saw that video and I was like, man, he photoshopped this shit. So I went to the census and I checked, and I'm like, oh my god, everything I said that week, was completely wrong. And I was just floored by it. I mean, I checked those numbers for probably a good half hour, trying every sorts of different variation in the search and everything like that. And it did. I mean, it really upset me that I was that wrong and gave out bad information like that. I do apologize for that. It was not my intent. Not bad info like that. I mean, but to sit there and say that I intentionally lied about it to make the game look good like you said, I'd have to be a complete idiot. I mean, I gave people like a link to the site. Go check for yourself. So you can see, according to you can see that the numbers I'm giving you are right, and they were wrong, and I have no idea how or why. But I'd have to be a complete idiot to give out the numbers like that, and then tell people here you can go check for yourself, and think nobody would.
At the end of the day, mate, we all make mistakes. How many of my videos, gods, does Mass pick up on, and it's like, oh, you fucked up there, you fucked up here. Like, I make mistakes all the time, but we don't, like you say, none of us are intentionally giving out wrong information. It just sometimes that happens. We're human.
I mean, not the point of it. I mean, you were kind of wrong in a recent video you did about the game being dead.
I did not say the game was dead.
What were you saying then?
The watchtower is empty.
When did I say the game was dead?
I don't know. I'd have to rewatch your video. Because I only watched it once, to be honest with you. And then I saw the response.
Basically, what I was saying with that video is, like, you check the Twitch streams for DCUO. There's like barely anybody streaming like they used to. Just before I did that video, there was one person streaming DCUO, and I had 3 people watching. People's news feed, people aren't recording as regularly with the YouTube, with the game and that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking more. What's the word? Like you say, like experienced players who would be going into the streaming and doing that kind of stuff are, like you say, dropping off, and new players are coming in. And I said in the video that you'll see a lot of new players,
right?
But because they are catering for the new players,
right.
With the replays and making the CR, easy to catch up with. But the top end players, skill points are useless, and content is easy. And it's the top players which are dropping off. And when I said, it was me asking a question in the title. Is the game
dead? Oh, okay.
And what I meant by that is like top end.
Right. I don't know if you caught. I mean, you were on break. You were gone when they made this change and all that. Yeah, a lot of the top end guys are. I personally, I don't hang out in the Watchtower nearly as much as I used to. That's mainly because everything I need that's in the Watchtower, vast majority of everything I need in the Watchtower, I have in my lairs.
Yeah, I'll hide away in my lair as well.
Yeah,
people jumping on my head, throwing fucking monkey barrels.
So I mean, so it's like I personally hang out in my lairs far more than I ever do in the. It's like if I go to the Watchtower, I'm buying a piece of gear and then I'm warping back to my base. So it's like, all right, I'm out. But another thing too, they changed a few months back was all new characters are being instantly. You can't pick which phase that you are. Your character goes that you start in. You can't pick PvP or PvE more. All new characters are going straight into the PvE phase. So a lot of people
that probably get rid of the PvP phase. No more PvP, just no PvP phase.
Oh mate, they could probably do that when they get rid of PS3 as well, isn't it?
What are you sniggering at, mate?
You get rid of this, get rid of that, change this, change that.
PS3 holds us back.
You agree though, so you can pipe down, mate.
It's funny, isn't it? Really, it is funny with what we do with YouTube, the videos we upload. It's funny how one word, one sentence, one little thing that you mention in a video can have such an impact on people that watch your videos. And
it does, mate. I say one fucking thing and it goes crazy.
I mean, whilst we're here, I'd like to apologise for something that I said in a video I did in 2012 when I said one power was better than the other. So no, the thing is that no matter what you do, what you say, no matter what opinion that you have, someone's going to disagree with you. We make mistakes every now and then. At the end of the day, we're just normal players of the game, and there's always this thing going around that people get special benefits, people are employed, people are paid. The thing that we have opinions, sometimes we say things that might not be right, but we will make mistakes. Just don't focus on it too much. Just chill. Be water.
As well with that, it's like people, if you say something, other people are gonna kind of interpret that different to other players. So because there's a bundle of people watching our videos, you know, there's bound to be people that don't quite understand or take it wrongly, differently to how it's actually meant. You know.
Yeah. And the thing is when there's frustration, when something's not going right for a certain amount of people, the easiest thing to do is to point blame. And obviously the devs get a lot of blame for what's going on with PvP at the moment, which you can understand. When that doesn't work, it's going to go on to someone else. And at the moment, it seems to be flavour of the month to focus on Super Patriot and Brittany. And some of the things that is said is completely unfair and it's horrible. Some of the things that I've read. I know, Orbit, you've had it in the past before that people will say things to you, which is like, what? That's a bit of a weird off the cuff thing to say. It's just...
Yeah, I get it all the time. I'm more like nowadays. I don't care as much. I've realised that, you know, it doesn't matter how nice you try and be, you can't please everybody, and you're not going to be liked by everybody. That's just how it is.
Yeah, there's some people know that aren't going to agree with your opinions, and that's fine. You know, disagree with my opinions all you want. Disagree with my opinions, my ideas, you know, all you want. But making up lies, about people. What is the benefit in that other than to try to discredit them? And there's so many lies been told about you. I know, Orbit. There's lies been told about Balkan. There's a plethora of lies that have been told about me, and still are being told about me. That I'm just like, people are like, oh, he's just lying, man. Just ignore him. I was like, no, because if that guy says that, all right, and then I don't come out and say no, that's a lie, then somebody else sees it. They don't see me, arguing against it, saying it's bullshit, and then somebody else is like, well, it must be true, and then it just keeps going. That's why you get all these people out there saying. It's like, oh, well, SP, if you beat him in PvP, he gets you banned. What? Well, okay, well, then how come Orbit and Balkan are still playing the game? They've both beaten me. They've both beaten me before. It's like, I don't get that whole mentality thing of, people, propagating these lies and telling these lies about other people and all that just to try and make them look bad just because you don't agree with their opinions and everything. This whole favoritism crap.
Yeah, the problem with social media is that it attracts people which sometimes can be quite easily influenced by what others say. And all it takes is one person to say one thing or to have some crazy conspiracy theory. And then it just snowballs, and it snowballs and snowballs and snowballs. And then more people catch on to it. More people are like, hey, that must be what's going on. And then it gets to this point where everyone's like, it must be true. So many people have said it must be true. It just like it shows like people. I wish everybody would have their own opinion. Would take everything from sort of like face value, rather than going by something that they hear in a video. Some things that Orbit says in some of his videos, I might not agree with, but sometimes I can understand where he's coming from at the same time. And it's very easy to get influenced by something that when something's not right, for you to think that must be it. It's like I've watched videos about the current situation of PvP and watched it and thought, yeah, that's absolutely right. And then at the end, it will go into something like a bit of a rage against someone. And it's a bit like,
here's the thing. Even when these people are raging and flying off the handle and saying adding stupid expletives and directing them at the devs and all that. At the core of their argument are the things that they're saying, the things that they are actually saying about PvP. I 95% of the time agree with everything they're saying. But the thing is, they say it in a way that who's going to want to listen to that? Who's gonna? I mean, if I'm sorry, but if I was one of the developers and somebody came at me and they're like, "Hey, man, I want to talk to you about PvP." All right, what do you want to talk about? Well, first of all, dumb fuck, you did this, and I'm like, well, I'm like, hey, not the call. I hate not the call. I was like, I ain't gotta listen to that.
Hey,
I mean, that's basically the gist of what all these guys do. I mean, they may have some very valid points, very valid things to say about PvP, but they always have to add the insults into it. They always have to add the insults.
Are you referring to that video from?
I'm talking about all of them, not just him, not just
that one made me laugh so much.
not just him, but all of them, everybody out there that has to throw in insults and all that to back up their opinions. Basically, you guys are shooting yourselves in the foot. I said this a couple weeks ago. You guys are shooting yourselves in the foot. Because all you're doing is, one, you're making the devs aren't going to listen to you after first 30 seconds, right? And two, I mean, you're basically making everybody in the PvP community look bad.
Yeah, I said it in a video a month ago about when everything was going on with Smile and when he had that little spat on Twitter. It's like, if you've got feedback, then put it over in a way which is going to be constructive. Maybe give a suggestion. If you go to someone just throwing out insults, then you're not going to take notice of it. It's like if we said about one of our videos, somebody wanted to give us feedback about something we uploaded. If you come at us with all those insults, you're probably going to get to the first insult and be like, "Oops, skip to the next one." Then you're probably not going to take a full notice of everything that's been said.
Yeah, there was a conversation earlier in the chat and all that with Johnny Cage there. I was having with him. Johnny, it's like I said, the devs, if you read the forums, you would see that, the devs, they do listen. They are very much aware of the issues with PvP. Trust me, I've told them, right? Brittany has told them as well, and they have listened, and they have read, the comments on the forums and everything about the issues that are going on with PvP right now. They just don't have the resources right now to address those issues. I really wish they would. Or they did, but they don't at this moment. I'm really hoping, cross my fingers, knocking off freaking wood here, that after the DPS balance changes are done, and hopefully they go and they take a look at weapons next month, so maybe weapon mastery might be usable again for DPSing, and with the weapon balance there, I'm hoping after all that, bam, PvP is it. And PvP is what they look at.
What I would hope is that the thing is, it's like with when there's that last update we touched upon in a previous podcast about when they tried to bring the PvP change before, and obviously just shit hit the fan. I just hope that there is something going on, sort of, that they're holding to their chest. I'm sure it's not something that the way people are viewing it as is they don't care, nothing is being done, they're not even thinking about it, they're dismissing it straight away. I'm sure that's not the case. I'm sure that they've got something cards that they're holding close to their chest, what they're thinking about doing. But with what happened last time, I bet they've just got to make sure it is the right thing to do.
Yeah, I'm going to keep going. Finish.
Yeah, I was just say I'd much rather they take as much time as they need to get it right than to rush something out to try and please the community and get it wrong. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree with that. My thing is, though, I really hope they don't keep it as close to the chest as they did with season 3.
Yeah.
By the time we all heard about season 3, it was too late for any changes. I mean, season 3 was set in stone before we knew about it. You know, with all the things we got with season 3, I mean, that's what got us where we're at right now with PvP, as far as I'm concerned. You know, I mean, taking out, you know, the RPS system. I mean, the RPS system was working so beautifully. I mean, it was perfect before season 3, and then they took it out. I have no idea why.
I personally think that, you know, if like you say, you know, they do all of the changes of PvE that they've got going and then look at the PvP, I think it might be too late. I think there's going to be all the PvP players that get you know, hooked on other games. I think something needs to be done as soon as possible. You know, so I think they're leaving it too long. I think the PvP players are going to be gone and not come back. They'll be hooked on other games.
Yeah, I think if like a statement could be released, sort of like address it, just be like, "Hey, look, we're aware of the situation. We know it's not great. We will look to improve it. Please bear with us." Something like that, just to keep everyone in the loop, sort of thing, rather than
that's what I'd love that. Just
rather
you know,
than not.
Well, I mean, they have been. I mean, MEPS has been, you know, occasionally, you know, popping into some threads in the PvP section on the forum saying it's like we're very much aware of this and everything like that. And I mean, he even flat out said though, you know, that you know, he was like, you know, it became clear to us though that you know small changes and all that to fix things is not something that the community wants. So they're going to have to implement everything at once apparently because that's the way. You know, those guys on the forums react to changes in there on all that. But I don't know. I wish it was tomorrow. I wish I was downloading the update for PvP right now. I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, I would rather them be able to concentrate on it solely and with input from the community and everything. You know, it'd be good. It'd be good again. Is it going to be exactly what we want? Probably not. Because I want blue immunities as they are now. I want them gone. I want you know the counter windows and all that need to be tightened up. I should not be getting block broken after I let go of the block button and stuff like that. And I want the RPS system back.
Yeah, I'd love that to be back. I'd love to go into PvP as a troll and get smashed by a tank. I'd love it. But then I'd love to go in and smash a healer as well in troll.
Exactly.
You like those days when I smashed you as a tank, didn't you? Because
oh, mate, that never happened. Didn't go into that.
I still smash you as a tank.
And Super Soldier, I can see the argument for full gear coming back too. I can see the argument for that. And and don't really have an issue with that. I mean, if that's what if that's something that the majority of the community wants, you know, I'd be down for roll gear coming back.
Yeah,
me and Gods.
I never did because I'm a tank, but
me and Gods went into twos, didn't we? For a quick live stream, we're just running some twos, live streaming some twos. When was that? Last couple of days ago now.
Yeah.
And the fucking damage, mate. We were flying in there and just getting obliterated by these two guys. But at the same point, you know, there's points in the match where the same thing was happening to them. It's just crazy. The damage is just insane.
Yeah, my feet were barely touching the floor before I had like
one thing we did say.
17K.
One thing we did say is the Legends is actually quite enjoyable, isn't it?
Yeah, I did enjoy when we played Legends.
Legends seems pretty balanced.
Yeah. It's
in
tough.
comparison.
You still have to deal with the blue immunities thing and the whole the counter windows and all that in Legends. On top of that, too, I mean, there are some Legends characters that are just overpowered. I mean, that's why you would always see, you know, like on Friday Night Legends, for the Friday Night Legends tour, you'd always see like the same two Legends tunes at the end. Whenever we would not have a themed night, you know.
Speaking of Friday Night Legends, what actually happened with that?
I'm not. I can't really say. I can't really say. I can't really say. It's on hiatus for right now. It's on hiatus for right now.
Okay.
I want to
Balcony
know.
still- Yeah, I do as well.
I want to know. Oh wow!
Balcony, you still alive? You still with us?
I think he's got to go.
Has he had to go?
And I actually said he had an emergency. He'd be right back.
Oh, okay. Because he, when he gets back, he's been on the test server testing out the game, episode 19 stuff. So he's going to tell us.
I saw a request here in the chat, and I saw it in a couple of comments too on last week's show. And people want to see something in the background while we're talking and all that. I vote Orbit gets up and starts dancing like Drake.
Well, here's the thing, right? Yeah, because a lot of people say that, and they said that as well on like most of the videos of that. I can't. I don't know about you guys, but I can't talk and think what I'm doing and play at the same time. I can't. I cannot do it. If you ask me a question and I'm playing, you've got to wait until I've killed that person. So I don't think I don't think it will flow as well.
I'm like that too. There's been one time, like last week's Sourcecast, I completely lost track of time, and we had started, and I was in the middle of a match on Battlefield 4. So I'm like running around, I'm like just dodging bullets from shooting back at people and everything like that, and then Trek starts talking to me. I'm like, huh? I was like, just repeat that for me one more time. I didn't quite catch it. You know? So I was like, whoops.
It turns a podcast into more of like a let's play kind of thing, really, doesn't it? If you're playing in the background, I suppose one week we might be able to do something like that, like a.
If there's like some some new stuff on the live stream, I suppose we could get Balkan demonstrating certain parts for part of the podcast. But I think there's certain videos that you can do where you're watching, and then I quite like just listening to the podcast. Just setting the phone down somewhere.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I listen to podcasts all the time when I'm playing games. When I'm playing Battlefield 4, I'll listen to podcasts. Especially on DC, I'll listen to podcasts. I'm just running through, just plugging into duos and the alerts and everything. I'll sit here. Yeah. I'll listen to our podcast and all that to see what silly shit I may have said. I'll listen to a couple of Kevin Smith's podcasts. The Kind of Funny Guys with Greg Miller and all that. I'll listen to their podcasts. So yeah, I mean, the podcasts aren't really something that you listen to. They're not something that you watch. They're something that you listen to in the background.
It's like a radio show, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. You put it on in the background while you're doing stuff. You don't sit there and stare at the screen, sort of thing.
I know a lot of you young guys out there don't know what a radio might be or what a radio show might be. I mean, back in my grandfather's times, that radio was their TV. And there stories on the radios. Just to be Flash Gordon, and I think there was a Superman one also.
Yeah, but Nate said that he just went for a walk and plugged his headphones in, was listening to it. So I think it's just a different type of thing. Some people like it, some people don't. So that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Did you guys see the? Did you guys see the tweet a couple of hours ago from obviously on the official DC Twitter page about the trailer? It's been about 5 years now, and they did a throwback Thursday when they tweeted out the cinematic trailer for the game again. Did any of you guys check that out again?
I did see that, but I didn't watch it. I've watched it so many times. It's incredible, isn't it?
Did you? Oh no! Do you know what? I haven't watched it for a while, and I watched it again for the full 6 minutes.
That trailer is so epic.
It's so good.
That trailer is so epic. It's far better than any video you've done, Orbit.
I know, mate. I disagree with you on that.
I remember when I first watched that trailer.
Jesus.
I remember when I first watched that trailer. I was like, before I started playing DC, I wasn't like a massive fan of superhero stuff. I wasn't in the lore. I didn't. Obviously, I knew like Batman, Superman, all of the like your mainstream superheroes. But I just remember watching that trailer and just being like, I need to get that game.
This is what
I
I'm
need
saying,
that
right?
game on
That trailer is fucking epic. The DC guys, like, they need to put some more money into their advertisement. If they get that, like, a short version of that trailer on TV, DC Universe free to download. Do you know how many people would just fucking go on their Facebook and click download?
Don't get me started, man. There have been so many discussions about, it's like, man, it's like, I mean, freaking, I mean, it plays some commercials for the game during, like, the Flash and the Arrow shows, and Supergirl and everything like that. I mean, it's great that what they've been doing with some of the tie-in stuff lately, with the Supergirl for Legends and all that. They've got the TV Supergirl, for Legends now and everything like that. And the girl who plays Supergirl on the TV show, she was tweeting that out like crazy that day when it dropped.
Yeah.
So
You've got to.
that stuff's really cool. I'm really hoping we get. I would not be surprised if we get a Arrow, skin for Green Arrow and all that.
What I think, I know I've said this before, but what I think they should have done is just one character, like Batman, for example, and like the Marvel-verse DC. Is it Marvel-verse DC? DC vs Marvel, something like that?
Talking about those amalgam characters they did?
Huh?
Talking about those amalgam characters they did?
No. What's that game that the fighter game?
DC versus Marvel.
Yeah,
Marvel
is that
versus
what it is? Something like that, yeah. But what they've got is they've got the character select screen, and then you can select their style. And I think that's exactly how it doesn't make sense to have like 4 Batmans on the screen. You should be able to.
Oh, you mean on like sort of like with, I don't know, like something like Tekken, where you can like choose a different like color for the character, so it's not like duplicate ones. You should be able to like scroll through the options. Mate, what are you getting at?
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. But not different color. Like, for example, you've got Batman. You click on Batman. Then a little thing pops up, and you can pick future Batman, fucking 52 Batman. You got all the Batmans there, rather than Batman. Just a bit confusing. Not confusing, but it just looks strange.
I just wanted to leave it a bit quiet there to make it awkward.
So there.
I bet you're thinking like, oh, right, okay, that hasn't gone down well. Just get the fishing reel and reel that one back in. Oh, let's pull that one out the podcast.
Well, it wouldn't have been such a big deal if you just said, yeah, and knew exactly what I was talking about. But you guys dragged that fucking on for longer than it needed to be.
But then you might ask me a question about it, and I'll be like, what? Oh, funny times.
Good times.
So, I guess while we're waiting for Balkan to come back here, the other video that dropped this week,
you're always so secretive about the videos you talk about.
No, I mean, we'll actually talk. I mean, I'll mention this guy by name because I actually respect this guy. I do have a lot of respect for this guy as a player. That Cold Fusion dropped.
Oh, mate, that was a good video. I watched, I got to about 20 minutes and I was like, mate, good video, whatever I said. And then out of nowhere.
Yeah, and then 5 minutes later.
Super face.
Like, what the hell, man?
Idiot.
I mean, I swear to God, and I told him straight up, I was like, dude, I'm sitting here and in the first 25 minutes of the video going, man, he's right. Yeah, he's right about that too. I don't know about that one. I disagree with him on this one, but on this point. But man, he's right about this. He's right about that. Dude, man, it's a good video, man. He's right about this. And then all of a sudden, I'm sitting here, I'm like, You what? What?
Did I, man? But I
It's
watched
like he
it
came out of nowhere with a
several
glove
times.
and just went,
Yeah.
slapped you around the face with it.
That was. I did watch that part like a couple of times because it does
Yeah.
come from nowhere. Get that idiot patriot
I'm
off
like,
for that sword
every
cast.
time I'm always negative, and I'm like, what? I'm not always. But yeah, he says I kiss the dev's ass and I say everything's good, but then he says I'm always negative, and I'm like, that makes no sense right there. I mean, you say those two things in the space of 3 seconds, and you just contradicted what you said before. I mean,
Yeah.
I was, oh man, I mean,
It was. I mean, he made so many good points. So many good points. The one thing that I was gonna kind of maybe have a little chat about is the difficulty, the game difficulty, which he mentions, because me and God spoke about this briefly the other day, that the game, like the new content coming out, is a lot easier than what it was, and you can complete most content on the first night without having to farm any gear, and it doesn't make it as enjoyable for me.
well, I mean, one thing you guys have to, I mean, I agree with that. Content's gotten a lot easier. I mean, since Origin Crisis. I remember Origin Crisis. I mean, oh my God, Nexus was like a nightmare. I did not really try an honest attempt on Nexus until I had at least 4 pieces of the vendor gear. And when I had those pieces, that's when I was finally able to solo fire tank it. And I was one of the first fire tanks to actually solo tank that raid. At the time, and this was like before the nerf and everything. So yeah, but Nexus was like super difficult, and Paradox Wave was just like almost impossible. And everything. The one thing you have to consider, I mean, is the fact that, I mean, if people aren't completing the content, they're not going to, and they're struggling against it, and they're not going to sell that DLC. And it's not just a matter of them. I mean, they have to create content that's challenging, but they also have to create content that's completable by, I would say, the middle range of skilled players on the game.
Before replay badges, though, you had, when FOS 1 came out, for example, you could only run that raid once,
Right.
and get the marks
And get gear.
that one time, and you couldn't do anything until the week after. So the gear progression was slower. Do you see what I
I used to
mean?
love that buzz of reset day. Everybody was
Yeah,
on
exactly.
a Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
Wednesday night, it would be like a mad rush. Everyone would be like, quick, somebody help me with Nexus. Somebody help me rerun the FOSses. Or not rerun. Somebody help me quickly do FOSS 2 or something like that. And I remember from Full Metal Heroes, Orbit, you remember Tagger? He was like a Wednesday night raider.
Yeah, it was funny.
Absolutely,
Yeah. Wednesday night, you'd log on, wouldn't he? Yeah, I do
pestering
remember
everyone,
that.
please run this for me, please rerun this for me, please. But that Thursday buzz, everybody would get on early in the morning and everyone would be like, yes, let's get a raid group done, let's smash through them. And I loved that side of things. That was awesome to have that sort of routine with it. And like you said, really, in the video, it's like the replay badges, it was a great idea at the start. Everyone was like, there was obviously a lot of mixed opinion, but people were smashing it out and they were getting full geared, but then they were stuck with nothing to do.
Yeah, well, see, the thing is, the replay badges were intended, like, Blue Immunities for PvP, they were intended for people's friends to catch up to them.
Yeah.
That's what they were intended for. But as even Cold Fusion, stated, when replay badges came out, he abused the shit out of them and, reran content constantly and got all of his gear done, and then he was bored. And that was the major problem that people have been having since then. The replay badges aren't there. They're not. It's not intended for you to use replay badges to gear up as fast as possible. They're there for you to catch up. if you take a break, or your friend to catch up and everything. So yeah, that's the major issue with the replay badges. I never, I've always had an issue with the replay badges, because I've said since they implemented them that they it kills the replayability of the game, because
They
people
should put a cap. Put a cap on them.
I don't see that happen.
Only
I don't
use
see
only use 350 per week replays. It's like two and a half, 2 raids and alert or something like that in a duo per week.
That's
Yeah,
basically putting like a stop on their income, really, isn't it?
yeah, and another thing too, which OG Super Code, you kind of touch on part of the issue right now with the reason why content coming out right now is not nearly as challenging as it was back in the day, is because there was an issue going on with people doing walk-ins. Remember how easy it used to be to gear up an alt and all that? You just get your league mates to take you into an instance. As soon as you hit level 30, you go into like go into gates and prime, and you get geared up like instantly. Meps. But so I mean, and that was a big issue too, because they weren't just doing it for people's alts; people were doing it for like brand new players. So now we have these players that came in that are at end content with like only like 30 or 40 or 50 skill points. They don't even know how to play. They don't even know how to play DPS, much less their main role. So they've been, carried all this time, and now they've had to, kind of, dumb down, for lack of a better term, dumb down the content for these players, because, they go into an instance, they go into something, say like, they go into and they're like, why can't I beat this? I've got this much gear. And everybody else in my group had this much gear, and we're at this CR, and we still can't beat this. Blah blah blah. So they have to nerf this, and then tone this down, and everything like that. Bernie said earlier in the chat, there are very, very few people that play this game that really, really want a true challenge.
Yeah.
And those are the people that go into survival modes like every day, and try to get not just around 10 but beyond that.
Yeah.
I like survival mode, but it does take too long.
Well, I mean, now that they've implemented the checkpoints and everything like that, it doesn't take nearly as long as it used to.
Yeah, but the checkpoints stop at a certain point.
Yeah.
That's where the challenge comes in, though, isn't it? That's where if you do mess up, then the challenge is to go back through it. I mean, the only thing I would say
But
on
with the ads and stuff.
The only thing I would say on the challenge side of things is obviously you have got like the elite operations as well, haven't you? So there is that extra challenging mode in there, but I know once you've sort of done it once or twice kind of thing, then you sort of get the hang of it, and it becomes like an everyday raid again once you're up to scratch. But you've got to remember, we've like all of us guys, we are kind of end of content players, aren't we? We're always up to scratch with it. We probably the smarter of the sort of community side of things with it, because we've got the experience behind us, so we can work out easy with the mechanics. And when you've got a league full of experienced players, you probably find the content, we do find it easier than what other people will do. But I completely agree with what he said in the video as well. Like, I remember back in the day when FOSS 3 came out, and even FOSS 3 was a struggle, whereas people of today would just walk into it, smash it out, and then be straight out of it. People won't understand how challenging those sort of raids were back in the day.
I loved FOSS 3.
Yeah.
FOSS 3 was awesome. That was the first introduction of like the reflective damage shield, I'm pretty sure. And you had the snipers, you had the different ads they needed to deal with the waves. That was a good raid, man. That was a hard raid with the sunstones coming out.
Yeah, it was good. There has been a lot of really good content
Medics,
throughout the years that we probably just don't take as much notice of as as what we did back in the day, sort of thing. But yeah, I think Balkan's back now. You back with us, Balkan?
Yeah, I'm back. I just waited to get introduced back.
Balkan!
Yay! You talk about rates. You know which rates I like the most? The first three ones. You know, the Batcaves rates. I wish. Can I say my wish? Can I say my wish? So I liked if it would be something like that. You know, like Batcave 1 to 3, a storyline. If let's say three rates connected. That was back then a great awesome. I mean, phosphorate, for example, you start finish one and then straight you go into two and then three. Everything was connected, you know. So this is what I miss. I like to see again. Let's say Conduct 2. Where is Conduct 2? I would like
too.
I would like to see what is happening, you know, with Black Adam and Isis now and Felix Faust. Storyline.
Mate, there's so many characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Bulky, you were going to talk to us about the gadget changes in episode 19.
Exactly, thank you that you mentioned that. I forgot it closely. Yeah, I was playing on the PC test server, which is available for everyone, so you don't need the legendary membership on the PC anymore. Just download it, you can play it. And yeah, enough with that. Gadget actually became not that much stronger, but it became faster. So the hits are actually the same, but you can clip it faster. Let's say, for example, I tested everything, and also you can, if you're a gadgets guy, you can put in stealth now. EMP pulls, you don't need to unstealth and then use EMP pulls to get the big hit. So this, let's say you lose 1 second, which is great, and then you straight go into distract and then EMP again. So actually they changed that. The gadget comes faster with the big hits. So when you calculate it with the time how quick you are, then you can actually do. Gadget will be then again one of the best DPSs for PvE. And since they did the change, you can use again battle display in stealth. So they fixed that. Then you know at gadgets when you have battle display out and when you don't hit the target with a PI or anything, the battle display just disappears, poof, and it's gone. So then you have to wait until stealth is again out of cooldown until you can use stealth and go battle display. Now, I mean, you can just throw, you know, every 1-2 second a PI and then the battle display will not disappear. The only way it will disappear when you pick up a guy, but that's it. So actually great changes about gadgets. I also made a loadout on my YouTube channel if you want to check that out. And I also checked and I also checked out the new alert, the elite version, and the new solo. The solo is, yeah, like we know, Tunnel of Last, just backwards, but it is makes kind of more fun. It makes a lot more
Right,
fun.
real quick though. So you like all the changes they've done with gadgets?
Which you mean right now? Just right now they did in this update, or you mean the whole thing?
In the whole thing, I mean, you like what they've done with gadgets so far?
I mean, honestly, I like gadget. If you ask me about the whole thing, then I like gadgets back then without weapon mastery and advanced mechanic. But how it is now, is this now with advanced mechanic? I like the advanced mechanic now than the advanced mechanic with gadgets was the whole time. If that answers your question, or did I misunderstand?
No, because I didn't understand a thing you just said. Do you like?
I like gadgets.
what
Yeah.
they've done with? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
now, I think now, since advanced mechanic and gadgets, I think this is now the best gadgets advanced mechanic change. So with gadgets and advanced mechanic, with this update, I think it's now the best as it ever was, because gadget was always a quick power spam, and now it is actually again a bit faster since you the EMP is not overriding. I mean, you use 3 PIs and then EMP, for example, and then you are not allowed, let's say, to go into distract and then use EMP until the first 3 PI, the first EMP hits. But now you can do that: 3 PI, EMP, go distract, and then use the second EMP, and then it will not override each other, and that is great. I don't know how to explain you guys when you're not gadget yourself, you know.
I mean, I understand the basic mechanics of the gadgets and everything. As you know, a lot of people were upset about the whole, removing the being able to weapon mastery inside that, the windows for um, the AM. And so that's, some people aren't happy about that, but you say it's a good change because it's still just as powerful as it was before. So
Mm.
I think that's a good assessment.
Okay, so yeah, to answer your question, gadgets, in my opinion, is now, since gadget has advanced mechanic, I think now the best because it's now better, stronger, more dangerous. I think even in PvP also as well.
What's that?
What?
I'm joking.
Should I continue now about the solo and the
Yeah,
alert episode
you
19
ran
or
the
not?
you ran the solo, and it's basically the tunnel of lust in reverse, right?
Yeah, okay, the instance is the reverse, but the things what you have to do is not the same. So you fight some of the brothers. I think it's changing every time. You know, Trigon's sons.
How is the alert?
The alert is actually nice because it is a whole
Mm.
new instance. It's really, I was impressed, and
Did you delete?
I did elite as well, and I have to say, when I did the normal one, at the end we failed 3 times because we didn't add a tank, but at the end we did it. And then we did elite, also
Without tank?
without a tank, and we finished it in first run without even failing once, which was funny. So I don't know if they're gonna make
You
it a bit
guys are
harder, but
you
it
guys are
was.
proper geared though, aren't you? You've got all the new gear, right? You're
Um, well,
you're higher CR than what we would be on on live servers.
we don't have the last year, so let's say for example, I don't have any elite piece
What are
on
you?
my
What's your combo rating?
perspective.
One
I
four,
think
one four five,
145 was it?
one four five.
145 when I
Okay.
did it, or maybe 146 or 145. One of that was it. So it's
Mm.
actually the highest CR we can be now on the live server. So I think with the update you can be now maybe 147 or 148. I'm not sure. Have to be honest, but yeah, it's funny. The storyline is funny. Like the Green Arrow and Black Canary, they have some jokes inside. It's not that bad. So
I play with my thing on mute, so I never listen to all that.
You're missing out, mate.
Yeah, you're
I
missing
just
out on
find
the
it.
story.
I just find it distracting. I can't play with that like in my ear, like, and when I'm trying to speak as well, to people.
yeah, honestly,
It's getting that
I
getting that
always,
volume balance I struggle with.
I
So
always
I just
mute
so
the
I just mute
music
it.
of the game. Yeah, the thing is, the first time when I run content, I always, because of the story, run it once normal. Okay, now I know what's going on, what the text is. The second time again, effects on closely mute, music totally mute, everything. So yeah, I have the same problem with the sound and people voice chat distraction. Oh yeah.
Remember when we logged on and had to go straight to the voice chat and turn the volume up and then back down?
Yeah.
That for fucking ages.
Somebody will come on and be like, and you're like, oh, my ears. Quickly do your mic, please.
Do your mic, yeah. Fuck. Amount of times I've said that.
I mean, guys, if you want, I don't know, we can also maybe this or maybe next week short do a test server stream while we talk here. I don't know. So you can see it yourself in the podcast. Or maybe not.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. I said, if there's something to show, we could switch over to, and do that. So definitely we'll do that in the future. For sure. For
Cool then.
sure.
Shall we open the last part of the stream to the chat? Any questions?
Yeah.
Sure. Right. Well, there's been so many questions. But by the way, DC Universe Online said that they can put a cap on replays. How much content would you like? I don't know if that's been sarcastic or
How
not.
much less content would you like to play? That's kind of sarcastic, but I think he's being honest about, how much the replay badges do affect the profit the game makes, which goes towards, the the content that they make towards keeping people in jobs and stuff like that. So
Just add a different shade Batman cowl, and then and then Batman
Falcon will
Huh?
buy it.
Falcon will definitely
I
buy
will
it.
even
buy
spend
it.
for the $100, guys. I don't care. I wanted since the
I
last
know- I
five
know- I know
years
for-
to have the
I know
Batman
for-
headpiece. I'm happy now. I mean, this was a great
I
job.
know for a fact that if you keep introducing different Batman cows, Balkan will buy them.
You've got yourself a guaranteed $20 in Falcon,
Yeah,
so
and
just
Even $50, even 50, guys.
yeah.
If you do, if you do,
Meps is like, I can't afford dinner tonight, and let's just
Yeah.
quickly do a quick sale on the marketplace.
Balkan, I give you a Batman emblem
cowl.
here. If you give me $50, you can have a Batman emblem on your chest. Yay! You know?
and if you,
Like, oh, well,
but if they do booster bundles every other month, Brittany will drop a good $200 on them.
I swear,
Yeah,
every
I'll
time
buy
on
that
the
as
booster
well.
bundle, I
Is that how much
spend like
she
$200.
spends on them? $200.
I think
She loves well, first of all right, the booster bundles are a really good deal. I don't care what people say about how they're, it's just money grab and all that for the auras and everything like that. No, those booster bundles are a really good deal. The replay badges, repair bots, R&D scanners, radar enhancers, and everything.
But seriously, who needs the scanners? Who needs the bots? People want the aura. I mean, do you think? Listen carefully. Do you think? Listen, do you think people will buy more booster bundles still like that if they wouldn't be a special aura? I think the main reason is the aura. It is a small, nice pushy. You get some replays and stuff together. But the aura was always the main thing. I spent so much money on it, and I have to be honest. In all booster bundles I have bought, I never got once the rare aura. Once, and then I have a friend,
Oh, no, so you're happy.
and then I have a friend. I have a lot of repair bots, yeah, but fuck it, I don't need them. And then I have friends. They open 2 boxes, and they show me they're not lying. They get 2 times, let's say back then, 2 black smokers. I'm like, what?
I'd love it if they put one.
Those Balkan, those Balkan is because you're on your second account.
I reckon
On a what?
if they put one piece of like one piece of Batman's gear in a box.
I will
reward
spend
box.
2,000 euros.
You
Man. I will
go
say until I open it.
You go bankrupt,
Maps will do maybe private setting here. Just this character, make the loot drop 1% that you have a chance to get. Everyone else have like 50%. Just give Balkan 1%. Yeah, I see how it is. Nah,
like what Benny says, I mean, the total recovery kits, the replay badges, the repair bots, along with the other little things that you get in there, like the scanners and stuff like that, those bundles are worth it on their own.
And also, you can sell the auras you don't
Yeah.
for quite a lot of money as well.
Exactly.
In-game cash.
Exactly.
I
So
always buy them. I always buy the booster bundles. I always buy like a set amount because that's probably where the main amount of my replay badges have come from. Is from
Same.
spanking it on booster bundles. And
Don't
it's like-
don't do a video about it, though, gods.
No, I know, mate.
You
I'll
get
probably
called
have
out.
some sort of criticism about it, saying about promoting it and all that good stuff.
Hey, God,
But yeah,
can you
I-
reset me a rate?
But the thing is, as well, it's sometimes people struggle with in-game cash, and those auras are an awesome way to make in-game cash. Like with those sort of like that. I'm doing obviously a giveaway at the moment, and I've got a glimmering aura which is up for grabs for people. And when the bundles obviously first came out, the cost of the glimmering aura is obviously down to like 15 sort of mil on the broker. Checked it now, and it's up to like 40 mil. So if you keep hold of one of those rare auras for a few months, then you can make a decent profit on it and make some in-game cash for yourself. So you're not only benefiting from getting the auras, getting the replay badges, you can potentially be generating yourself some in-game cash as well.
yeah.
I love doing the bundles. I'll always buy sort of like 6 boxes, see what I get. If I get the aura I want, or if I get any duplicates, then just keep hold of it to sell it.
Yeah. I'm still holding on to a few from the last bundle. OG Super Soldier is asking in the chat here, he's asking all of us, what do you guys think the next PvP Arenas map will be?
I would like to
hope
see
it's
your
Owen
own sign
Sign
cells.
cells.
Eh,
Yeah,
see,
I
man.
Yeah,
Orbit Balkan, same.
come to me, all of my disciples. I have been preaching for that freaking arena map since Fight for the Light dropped.
Not only you, man. Not only you.
I know, but I mean, I was like, I have been like, calling for that, and so many other people have been asking for it too.
Stop lying, Super.
Then I get,
Stop
then I
fucking lying.
get, yeah. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. See, that's the thing too. Then I get challenged on it. They're like, people are like, well, if there's so many people want it, I mean, then how come we don't see a lot of it? I mean, everybody's asking for this map.
Yeah, Owen would be great for like a deathmatch place. You'd have all your scrims in Owen, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, all-
since
all-
Orbit
all-
said Owen, we three have to say something different, okay?
Well, I'd personally like a new, rather than a new map, something like a new, something to do with PvP, where you've got stuff to do rather than just bashing the other
Search and
person's head.
destroy. Gun game.
And you get
Something like that,
And
yeah.
you-
with
You,
like,
you,
objectives.
you actually want an objective-based map.
Anything apart from picking up the rock on Moon
Ah.
and taking it.
they-
And you remember that?
They got rid of
Or
that.
you
turning
didn't-
switches on
what, you didn't enjoy
Call
that?
of Doom and
Are you
stuff.
joking, mate?
No.
I'm joking, mate. Nobody enjoyed
That was the worst. It would, but I mean, I still really like that King of the Hill idea, where if you win a PvP, like a PvP 1v1, then you stay in the arena and you just keep going until. I really like that idea.
If you mean, I have idea. I think maybe this is what you mean. For example, I would like to see a free for all. Let's say you have 10 people or something, or 16 people on the map, but everyone against everyone, and then you kill each other, bam, bam, whatever.
Maybe three teams of two would be nice. That'd be quite cool. Different. Last team standing type thing.
Yeah, more teams.
Three teams of three.
Or let's say a big map, let's say like Metropolis. I don't know or Gotham. We can do something like there's
No,
spots, a
fuck
big
that.
TV. Now listen, why don't say fuck that already, man?
No, fuck that, mate.
Like let's say takeover
Fuck
point.
that.
We have the no. Okay, good. Then fuck that. Thank you very much.
Poor Balkan.
You're so easy to wind up. Come on.
No. Listen. Okay, can I continue now? Seriously, I am in all seriousness.
Hurry
my
the
friend.
fuck up.
I would like to see, let's say, a capture and hold, but a different way where you take over places. Let's say, for example, you take
Yes, that would be good.
closely like Australia, just maybe bigger with a lot more people, maybe massive. I don't know if the PvP game wouldn't lag too much or handle it. I don't know, but it will be, I think, cool. And see, you say fuck that, and now, oh yeah, I will like that. See, Orbit, shut up the next time. my
Kind
friend.
of no, 'cause you said like Metropolis. You'll be forever traveling, but
No, I don't mean
but
from
like
Chinatown
a building
to the
where
dam. I
kind
mean,
of
let's
like a
say-
node. You got to stay on, just keep your team on the node, but in like a building or something. I don't know, Arkham Asylum, for example. And when you're in the building, you are getting points when the other team are in the building as well. It's congested. When you wipe them, you get points for holding the base, something like that. That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
there was you guys probably haven't played this game, but there's a game called RuneScape, and I always used to remember this PvP mode called Clan Wars, and it was when there would be like sort of two bases, and it would be massive. You'd have so many people playing on like the sort of Clan Wars where you'd have two castles, and there was an objective to get in each of the castles. So you'd have a set amount like defenders, people running off attacking the other base, people holding back and defending your base. That side of thing would be good. I also said before, I'd like to see sort of like a relay kind of things. Like, what's the map? Is it like with Watchtower and Hall of Doom, where like you're in the first instance where you go around and you turn off the nodes, and then you go into like the capture the rock, something along those side of things, but with like a mini version of each sort of game mode. So like one game you have is like a death match for like 5 minutes, then you go into a next map against the same people with, I don't know, like a capture and hold with the nodes, and then the third map a different sort of game mode. So you obviously get your 15-minute maps, and then you've got 3 different game modes to go against, and it's sort of, you obviously win if you win 2 out of the 3. something like that to spice it up a little bit, something to be a bit different rather than just going into a setup slug match. If that makes sense.
Yeah. But nothing. I don't want to carry anything. It's no fun. It's no fun carrying things. I don't want to carry things in Safe House, and I don't want to carry anything on the moon, and I don't want to carry anything on any other fucking map. Either.
You just want to go and swing your sword about.
Hey.
Next PvP map is going to take place on that same block where the Daily Planet is. And if you're on the hero side, you have to get the Daily Planet globe on top of the building. And if you're a villain, you have to keep the heroes from doing it.
Nah.
Yeah.
Just spam lasso.
So actually, let's say we play Bob the Builder in DC. Okay. Silence.
What?
What?
Got any more questions in the chat?
Any more questions?
Maybe another PvP mode besides PvP arenas and legends. That would be fun too. That's kind of what we were talking about.
Get rid of advanced mechanic.
What powers are going to be the
Weapon
mid-range update next? Do we know that yet?
I don't think they've talked about that yet.
I don't think they have.
I really hope for the sake of these powers and the sake of getting people to shut up about them, electricity, hard light, and nature are next. I really hope that's the case.
C2 Games asks, what about buying in-game cash in the marketplace?
No.
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 That would blow the freaking economy way out of proportion, even more than it already is now.
What about like a little bit of cash with
No.
the booster bundles though?
No. No.
What do you mean no?
No.
Oh, no.
Fuck that. Then it's
So
even
look
more
at
pay to win.
10,000.
Look at how
10,000.
expensive.
No.
10,000.
No.
10,000.
Wait, look how
10,000.
expensive these are.
10,000.
No.
Expensive these are on the
10,000.
No.
10.
No.
No.
1,000.
No. No.
Okay.
Stop saying
Sell a
10,000.
collection for 10,000. I mean, people can, it's not
5,000.
hard to get money. I mean, get some rare collections and sell them.
You say 10,000 one more time.
I actually disagree with this also. I was just putting that out.
Yeah. You just see with free.
Someone's got to fight his case.
No, it would destroy the economy, and then
Right, it would destroy.
We already know what happened the last time there's a money glitch, and it'd just be the same, but people would be paying for it.
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
good idea, but no.
yeah. The
You
money,
have some rich motherfuckers asking for 50 quid on the marketplace and spend all on fucking cash.
I remember when that money glitch first hit on the U.S. side, because it didn't come until like a couple of years later for you guys. But when it hit, people were doing it around this exact same time when R&D first dropped. People were making millions off of freaking exobits.
I swear, I sold one
Yeah.
red exhibit. I put 99999 the cap, and someone bought it. I was like, "Whoa, I'm rich!" You know, I was like, "Yes, I'm rich, man."
Exactly. I sold half a stack of red exobits on the broker for 500 million back then. And I'm like, oh my god, somebody actually had that much money. You know, I did it just to see if they would do it, see if they would buy it, and they did. And I was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
God,
later they put a cap
was you in
on
the raid
100
with
mil
me?
back then. Yeah.
Was you in the raid with me, Gods? We were in a raid. I remember when like someone in the raid was like, I've got to go. It was Fluke. She was like, we're in Fos 2, last boss. She's like, I've got to go. I was like, where you going? I'll be right back. She just darts out of the raid all of a sudden. We're like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
And she's like, guys, leave the raid. Come check the marketplace. Come check the auction house. We checked the auction house. There was not a single thing
Yeah.
in the
Something
Yeah.
cleared out.
The same thing happened on the U.S. Same thing happened on the U.S. side. That's the U.S. side. I mean, stuff was just gone. Stuff was just gone. And then like an hour later, you'd see Scarecrow's cleaver on there for like 500, for like 800 million. And I'm like, oh my god, people were buying that shit for like 4 or 5 million, and then putting it on there for like 800. And I'm like, oh my god, what is going on with this game?
I got to be
That's
honest though, I did
insane.
get all my collections done during that time, so I was pretty happy with that. That was that feat out of the way.
Oh, you
my
bought
way
them
into
all,
that
you
one.
you little
Yeah.
stog, man.
I think I found out about it pretty early on, and I was like, right, all my collections done. Thank you very much. Here's your 8 points. So yeah, I've got loads of scanners if anybody needs them, because I'm not going to be using them.
So fuck that. I throw mine all in the bin.
So C2. That is an example of what happens when people have too much money on the game. All right, so letting people buy it, no, no.
Oh, funny times, funny times. It is funny when you look back sometimes at some of the things that have happened over the years, and to think like where we are now. What obviously we complained about now, but the things like that with the money glitch when that happened, that was a crazy time, absolutely crazy. And with the other glitches that have happened in the past, and the other sort of bugs like with the replay badges as well, that was a big one, and the loyalty points.
Yeah.
Yep. All those sort of things that
And
happen. I always.
as I recall too, on both servers, some people lost their accounts, were permabanned over doing that. I know one league on the U.S. PlayStation side that was completely obliterated because they were using that glitch like there was no tomorrow.
What was it? You can send yourself money in the mail something, and then you something.
I don't know how. I don't know. I have to this day I have no idea how that money glitch was
I
done.
think a guy that did that, but he didn't got banned, which was funny. His name was Greenbar. He's kind of known on the European side.
Green bar.
He
Oh,
was
exposed.
glitching the money, man. I mean, he was rich. He was
Thank
like,
God he didn't
Balkan,
play
please
anymore."
fight me. If you win, I give you 50 million. I beat him. I'm like, whoa, man, look, this guy's rich. He was fighting the whole day, you know?
I don't know how people find out these glitches. Like either I'm
I know.
Crazy, innit?
or I
Do
don't
you
know.
remember the
Like,
paradox glitch? Use Joker box, you go through a wall, you get picked up, then over the map. I was like, who finds that shit out, man?
Yeah,
How?
I know. It is. Oh man.
I was funny, man.
people just
I
too
remember.
clever, they're good.
I remember. Pulse. Is it pulse shot? The arrow. On the bow. What's the shot?
Explosive
Yeah,
shot.
explosive shot. I remember explosive shot in Fos 2 boss to death. And
Oh,
it took
mate,
about
that was
fucking
awesome.
45 minutes.
That was awesome. You just stand at the back, not get in range of him
You'd have
to
shifts.
like
You'd
engage
have
with
3
you.
people on. Then all right, break. Have a break. All right, your turn. Now do some damage. Okay.
Can you remember that one, Patriot?
He does. He doesn't want to expose himself though.
I remember being in one raid where that happened, and honestly, every single one of us was like, dude, you know, all right, I know somebody told me there was a way to glitch this, and we were like, okay, and it was like, yeah, you just basically need to have, you know, use the bow, and I'm like, all right, well, nobody here has the bow. Nobody was taking everything with the bow, so. They had like one guy in, and he just like we all just sat there like
You settled it.
I'm sitting there watching this. I was like, this is ridiculous and pathetic at the exact same time.
But you still did it.
Yeah. I
I
remember being in the group that did it as well, and it was just like the healer and the troll were the only ones that had the bow, and it was we all just literally sat there like, this is long, this is taking forever, but everyone quite happily sat there and got their 3 marks at the end of it.
Oh, I remember. Do
Funny.
you guys remember talking about glitches?
But you know, we were talking about before. That was back in the day when, you know, it's like, you know, if you didn't beat that raid, then there was no way in hell anybody was going to run that raid again that week.
Yeah.
You weren't going to get the marks and the gear from the first set of bosses. So yeah, but I mean, yeah, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. I'll confess, it was only that one time with FOS2 that we did that. The bridge was a
Loads.
pain in the ass.
There were
enough as
so
fuck.
many
Like,
You're a
glitches. They
glitcher.
were actually good
You're a
times.
glitcher,
Do you
so
remember a
glitches.
small
Everyone
glitch?
straight-
Do you remember the small glitch fortress? I mean, this is not bad actually, but you do remember when you first time did Foss and you beat Jorel, and then you have to split in two parts. You have 4 on the right, 4 on the left. At the end, guys, checkpoint everyone. 8 people on the right side attacking one boss. It was a small, if you remember that, when Supergirl appears and you have to bring her down, then touch the
Yeah,
console, and then
yeah,
everyone
yeah.
checkpoint.
Yeah.
Everyone is
Rally.
going to the left. Warp rally, exactly. Or do you remember? Do you remember PBG? When someone was in the bottle, you need to encase him and then you can bring him out back in the bottle. Do you remember that? That was hilarious.
What was that one?
In
Falcon
Fortress.
knows every fucking glitch known to man.
No, but listen, PBG, it was funny, you know. I mean, look,
This is why
listen.
he's on his second character.
You,
Yeah, I was
you,
gonna say, no wonder he's on his second character.
you, listen, guys. I suffered enough. Okay, I'm not doing this anymore. This is the past. Okay, look.
Speaking of like bugs and glitches, what about that recent video you did, Orbit? With Kandak,
So-
the Kandak one.
Oh,
the
right,
glitch.
yeah.
Falcon.
Oh,
I
mate.
loved at the end of that video, Buck was like, "You know why they banned me, eh?"
Yeah.
It was funny, man. That was funny. I mean, but that small thing, it is happy, is not really affecting the game. It's not like, oh, we couldn't beat Kandak. It just goes a bit quicker, and that's it. So,
It's just your reaction. You know why they banned me, eh?
No, mate, we were in hysterics for so long.
Yeah.
Because I've never done that before. We always used to use the box, jump off the box, jump on the wall, and then go up.
Yeah. At the start of the video, I was like, Walken, what are you doing? You just put the box down there, mate. And then he was like, no, you do this. And then all of a sudden, he's crowd surfing on top of our heads. The
guys, I can't log on DC anymore. I think I got banned again. What have you done? Shut up.
Do you guys remember when rifle was broken? The grenade launch, the tap triangle.
Block and tap triangle, you mean?
Yeah.
I remember that, man. That was epic, man. I mean, can you imagine? We was in Batcave 3, Brainiac, last boss, everyone life.
I had a buddy of mine tell me about it. A guy who was in my league tell me about it. He's like, yeah, man. So we were standing outside Diamond District PD, and he was like, yeah, just equip the rifle and just tap triangle and then tap block and just do it as fast as you can. And I was just like rapid firing these things off, and like,
I mean,
so then we were like, hey, let's go over to the villain's clubhouse, safe house. So we go over to the villain's safe house, wipe out about a good 10 or 12 of them, right, instantly with that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not queuing arenas for a week.
I mean,
There's no way in hell I'm queuing arenas. Because sure as hell, man, there's people in there just spamming that shit. And I'm like, oh my god, this is horrible.
I mean, rifle was
I
a
can't remember that one,
replacement
to be
for
honest.
munitions. I mean, it was so quick. It was faster than machine gun. It was fun. It was fun. Oh man, but that were the funny good times when you have 8 people laughing, a group doing it. You know, it was hilarious. You know, it's not like we can't done it. It is just the other funny way. You know, and then it gets fixed and okay, cool. We continue finding something other out to glitch. Oh, man. But it was back then. I mean, the beginning time. I mean, glitches are everywhere in so many games. You know, the thing is, right now they're not really that many, and you don't need them these days. I mean, back then it was fun.
No,
I remember back then.
I was just
Batcave
thinking
2
then
was
when you were saying like what's the current glitches like if there was to be any. The only most recent one I can really think of is that with lightweight. I can't really think of any others at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty good now on catching them before they get out there.
yeah, since
A
test
lot of people,
yeah.
you know, try and blame, you know, the test server. A lot of people try and blame the testers on it. The testers don't get on there to find glitches. They get, you know, to find ways to, you know, cheat. That's not what the testers get on there to do. They get on there to, you know, test the content, see, you know how hard it is and everything like that. I mean, there are some that get on there to try and figure out. It's like, oh, hey, you know, we can, you know, stand on top of this terminal here in HH and nobody ever gets hit. You know, which got fixed. But yeah, not everybody gets on there to find, you know, glitches. They get on there to test the content and test the powers and test the changes that are made. So I mean, blaming the testers isn't really productive on that. You don't blame people that get on there and test the content. You blame the people that cheat.
But do you know what I remember?
Welcome.
One more glitch, and then I will start. We can stop talking. But do you remember when Batcave 2 hit, and it was so hard? One of the hardest raids back then. It was a struggle, but there was a glitch. If everyone goes kinda on the top and wait when the boss fight starts, you can fly in the brother eye fight and everything. You
Oh
remember that?
yeah,
I mean, you see
Oh,
everyone.
yeah.
That was an awesome
Oh my
glitch, man.
god.
That
That was so long ago.
yeah, I remember that. It was hilarious. Good times. Good times.
Everyone up here. Up here. Why aren't you up here? Get up here right now. Before it starts.
And
Oh,
then you see
man.
everyone was a flyer. You have one speed, so he just jumps around. Oh, I can't fly. But the flyer, that was the time when the flyers were shining, And now
Oh.
you get grounded every time.
Oh my
No one
God!
wants to be a
Don't
flyer.
even get me started on that. I mean, it's like they hate flight. I mean, it's probably one of the most popular movement modes in the game, and it's the one that is like constantly, like, oh no, whoa, you're wanting to sit up in the air. No, you can't do that.
Get your ass back down here.
I mean, they could do it that you don't get grounded anymore, but make then even the air dangerous. Not like you get killed, but you need maybe to roll away in the air or something, so you can't just spam there. I mean, there could be ways, I don't know, but it kind of ruins the concept. I mean, a speedster can still sometimes kite. Movement on double jump, he's away. A flyer, he's like, he just hold X 1 second, grounded. You fly up 2 meters, grounded.
Acro
I reckon
people are
that's
double jumping
something.
all over the place and everything. It drives me crazy.
I mean, there should be a bit more love for the flying movements. I mean, it's not the best move. It is first the slowest from all the three. Fly is the slowest. Fly, I mean, you can't do a lot. That's actually it. I mean, the biggest benefits is, let's say, PvP a speedster, the kiting, when they jump away. This is, I think, the best PvP movement. But let's say acrobatics, tumbling master, you can do damage while rolling, or you faster rolling away, or you're when you go up down while you fly, you're faster than a speedster and everything. So actually, speedster acrobatics are the two, when you're long play, actually the best two movements in my opinion. Flyers, skimmers, kinda pick the short one in my opinion.
Well, you saw that. You guys see that video I did, the race comparison between the two, or between the three, between Acro, Super Speed, and Flight.
Yeah, I've seen one before
Yeah,
in
we
the
made
past as
one
well.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Acro is actually faster than all three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I've started doing is like posting just one of my old videos as like a video of the day, just to get people watching my old videos, and that was actually one of the video I posted today.
Yeah. I've seen that.
Coincidence, isn't it? Yeah.
What's one of
comparison.
the subject about movement modes? Obviously, we've had like skimming as a variant for flight. What do you guys think about variants for other movement modes? So,
Acrobatics, like Spider-Man, web.
Yeah, and speedster as well.
Hoverboard, maybe. I don't know, man. Something really quick.
Super Speed, I see someone like them doing like putting like roller skates on them.
Nah, I don't want
Yeah.
roller skate. I'm not like Starlight Express. Nah, man. I don't
No,
want that.
like sort of hover skates. Like, have you ever played like Sonic the
You mean
Hedgehog
Shadow?
and
Shadow F.
like Shadow? It's got
Yeah,
this sort of
okay.
like the hover boots, hasn't
Yeah,
it? Which
okay,
is kind
that
of
would be
like
cool.
ice skating motion. That would be sweet. But I always struggle to think what would.
Kind of
what
looks
would
like
be a
skimming
flat-
though.
Yeah, but
No,
you
it's
can't
just
go
on
in
the
the air. You're
floor.
grounded in the air. So that's-
Skimming kind of looks like you're ice skating when you're flying.
Yeah, if you go left, right, left, right.
Yeah, if you go left, right, yeah, like you said.
Yeah.
For Acro, I think it'd be kind of cool if they go into when they go into rocket assisted glide, they were like riding like a jets like a an air cycle or something like that. It'd be kind of cool.
An air cycle,
Yeah.
What is this? I know bicycle. I thought this is air cycle.
What is this?
like ET.
What is this?
No, it's like like a little jet cycle that flies through the air. No, when they're in rocket assisted.
So you mean
glide.
you are in a
Yeah,
vehicle
cool.
inside in the air like a jet? Is that what you mean?
No, it's
Inside.
just it's something that only one person could ride. You're not inside like a bat wing or something like that.
I think you're gonna
Yeah,
have
I
to draw
kind
us
of
a
know.
picture, mate.
I kind of know what you mean. I think.
Yeah.
Not
What about
really.
you, Orbit? What would you like to see? Not really. What would you like to see for Aquabats? You got any ideas?
Um, teleportation would be cool, but I don't know how they'd be able to do it. You know, as a superhero game, you know, teleportation would be cool. But it'd be just OP in PvP, especially.
Super
Yeah.
jump would be cool.
What about like an animal?
You know, like freaking Lobo's rocket cycle.
Oh, you took
It flies
long until
around
you
on
fight. It's like,
something like
which
that.
cycle should I pick?
I'm trying to
There
think.
you go. I found it.
Because most of the references I'm thinking of, they were more Marvel related. So I'm trying to think of a DC one.
DC aren't in the chat anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Are you sure?
I don't know. I literally, yeah. Just let me check again. Yeah, they're gone.
This universe is still online in my stream. I see moderators. This universe online. It's not in the viewers. If you didn't know.
Oh yeah, he's in the moderators.
Oops.
Sorry, Max.
See, busted.
He's there. I saw ya. You're hiding away up there. I don't know. Do you mean like literally a bicycle in the air?
Yeah. I mean, it can make it not like. I mean, no. Like. You seen like in the Justice League cartoon or in the Superman cartoon with Lobo when he showed up? You know, he showed up on his rocket cycle. You know, he actually used it to fly through space on and shit.
So is this like an actual new movement mode rather than a variant?
No, I would say no. I was saying that like for the variant for when Acro goes into rocket assisted flight.
Than acrobatic.
Okay, right, that makes sense. Jesus, something like.
How is it we all speak English and there's still a language barrier? That's exactly what I said 5 minutes ago when we started talking about this.
Super jump would be cool, you know, you like big massive jump from place to place, but quick.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be good.
Let's say I'm always mentioning Marvel characters, but sorry, they have cool movements. I mean, let's say for example, like Hulk, you know, that's super jump. I mean, Superboy have that too before he could learn fly. Actually, DC have it too, you know. So, like that, for example. Or I mean, not
kind of like when you get
like,
fired off on those nodes.
Or let's
you know
say,
when they.
Yeah.
Kind of like.
You know they've got those nodes that boost you up in the air and stuff.
Yeah. Exactly like that.
But you can control it a bit better.
Or for acrobatics, let's say like a kind of grappling gun move. For example, like you have a line. Yeah, I do it. I say it again, like Spider-Man, but not Spider-Man. And you know when Batman uses grappling gun and goes from place to place, but when you do it as acrobatics, you're not always constantly. It is like gliding. Let's say you go slowly down, so you're not going really that much higher.
I personally don't think we need a new movement mode.
We don't need one, to be honest. No, but it would be cool to see.
They've got much more better things they should be spending their time doing.
We get it. Awesome.
Well, someone actually just asked Daffy Duck 4018 asked
He's not Daffy Duck. There's no duck in his name.
What new powers would you like to see if you had the choice of any?
I would like to see an honest-to-God super strength one based around Kryptonian.
Gods?
Water.
You can't say water.
Water's
I don't know.
coming.
I always
Or but then you say yours. I mean, gosh, I'm still imagining, thinking, what could it
So
be? We need time.
So am I.
Time. Okay, you know what, Peter? Explain how would you like to see your Kryptonian super strength power? Let's say what moves, for example. Well, you think
it would be based off of Superman. I know Superman right now is like, you know, according to the character create and everything, it's ice power and everything. But the Kryptonian superpower would be actual physical strength, and obviously it'd be a tank power. But it'd be strength and durability where I mean, it would be, it would have some similar aspects with Earth. There's no, but just like no brick, like no pets involved or anything like that. But it would involve, actual physical strength, where you would have, the basic, Kryptonian powers and all. I mean, maybe even actually have, its own heat vision where it's a finisher, a 35% finisher. It would have, stuff like, the frost breath, or it would have, super breath and stuff like that. But it would be the center, the core of it would be all around super strength, where, you would like, reach down in the ground and pick up, tear up a piece of pavement, and throw it at somebody, or you could do like a cone effect where you picked up, grabbed a piece of the pavement, you shook it like a rug, or something like that. Stuff like that. And they've got the lore in the game right now where they could get away with doing it. Simply because I mean we have all these other Kryptonians in the game, but also they've got Superboy in the game, and Superboy is technically a clone of Superman. So
Nice.
Well, I
I'll
thought
jump
of
in
it.
next.
I-
Oh, no, I'll jump in. I'll jump in just before.
No.
I would say weather. Please don't say weather. Please don't say yours is weather. But yeah, I reckon
Shit.
weather would be
Okay, let me
Like
think again.
electricity, you
Explain
mean?
whether
not like
Like water.
electricity. Not
Like
like
fucking
oh, here
earth.
we go.
I mean, like
Ice,
wind.
nature.
ice, here we go,
weather,
ice
air.
would
I
make
think
it
you should
work,
say
yeah.
air, for example.
Every
air,
single
area,
power into
power.
one.
Like the
Or
last
even,
airbender, like Avatar. Choo.
I reckon experimental serums would be a pretty good one as well.
No. This
No.
is no man.
Yeah.
He's just here
Move
to
on.
troll
No.
guys. Skip guts. I have one.
Oh,
If you
I
do
got to
not.
quickly
on.
laugh there. Quickly laugh at something. Can we just take a note of the movement mode suggestion that was put in the chat of where someone said there should be a movement mode for water, like when you can ride a wave, and then someone very quickly put after surfing. Like yeah, surfing.
I know what they're talking. They're talking about like with
Silver
Iceman. They're talking about like Iceman from.
Surfing.
No, they're talking about like with Iceman from Marvel Comics, where he creates a ice bridge, under himself, where that's how he gets around and everything.
Yeah, that's
That would be
cool.
cool. That would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool.
I was thinking about it. Yeah, so. Okay. So Guts,
Go on, Bob.
how is your
Yours.
weather power, air power? How should it be?
Let's move on. So what was your power that you were going to say?
Wow. Okay. I would. Okay. Let's say me. I think we mentioned that maybe or not, but I would like to have a smoke power. Let's say like you can let's say turn into smoke, damage enemy, or let's say use poison smoke, so whatsoever, throw it at your enemy, so that does damage over time. I mean there are also let's say heroes. I mean, if you watch The Flash, the TV show, I mean, there was once an enemy, he uses smoke to, and then he goes through his enemy, does damage, for example.
More
Or,
like a mist power.
yeah, let's say mist power,
Or-
smoke, like
or-
that. I would like to see that. And that should be troll power. So,
Right, I've literally just this second thought of possibly the greatest idea for a tank power
uh-oh.
in the
There we
world.
go.
So these maps, get ready,
Get your pen and paper ready.
get brainstorming. Right, so here's how it's gonna go down. It's a kind of like a mirror type power, but it wouldn't be called mirror.
I
It'd be
remember
called.
that.
Yeah, you remember me talking
Yeah,
about
you was
Balkan?
talking that on the
And literally just come back to me. It's a fucking sick idea.
mirror tanking.
Right, so yeah, mirror tanking. So basically, the tanking power is based on like reflecting the damage back at your whoever, because it's like the mirror reflecting and all that stuff. But it would work differently to ISIS reflect. But also, you could like reflect your own image and like duplicate yourself. To
Make a pet, for example, right?
no, like literally your reflection,
Like a decoy.
like a decoy, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
And to split damage on you and keep yourself alive as well. So many different things you could do with like reflecting and reflecting
Give me a
your image.
loadout. Give me
Right,
a
okay, here's the
DPS
loadout.
loadout of what the powers could look like.
Here's your mirror DPS loadout. Right, one of the best ones. You've got
That's what you found it here first. Loadout tomorrow.
you've got mirror shard, which is a damage over time, where like broken glass just rains down on enemies, damaging over time, and it also adds in the new power interaction, which is bleed. They're bleeding.
Bleed.
Whoa, man, this is a kid's
Adds
game.
the-
You need to call it
Adds the
different.
bleed. Yeah, no, they're not actually going to be bleeding, but it adds the bleed power interaction.
Okay.
And then you throw on fucking mirror blast.
Blast.
It's just gonna be
Is it a 35% or something, huh?
Oh my god.
And before you do that, actually, you reflect yourself, mirror reflection, to duplicate yourself. Then you throw on the mirror blast, and then all three of you hit in with the mirror blast. And then you've got your
Mirror
Gla-
wave.
glass cleaner, which is your precision buff.
But what happens if
Mirror
your mirror
wave.
is broken? Do you have 7 years no luck or something? Is that also an effect? Or...
Next 7 raids, you get no good loot.
No, I like
But
the idea of
Anyway,
mirror tanking.
all jokes aside, the tank and power where you could duplicate yourself would be fucking awesome to split damage and something that reflects damage back at your partner,
Mirror
like continuous.
blast.
Yeah. Almighty Quantum DC said illusions ?
Yeah,
Yeah, kind of
Like
like,
an illusion.
guess.
like mental, closely, but not
illusion
mental.
kind of seems more of like a controlling power, but something along those lines. Yeah.
Nah, the decoy thing, I like it. Because actually with gadget, you can really tank with decoys sometimes. So it would be cool if a tank power could do that. And with the mirror thing, it would be a cool way to do it. So I like the mirror idea, to be honest.
Or
Yeah.
like shadows. Get like your shadow comes up or something. Shadow power.
Mm.
Cast a shadow over them. Damage over time.
There was one.
I should be a fucking developer.
You shouldn't.
Yeah,
You really
no,
You
you
shouldn't.
shouldn't.
Nah, man, you
Next
would be
week,
like...
shadow powers.
Oh,
Week
mate,
after
they
that,
would have a
mirror
field
powers.
day
Week after
with
that,
you.
PvP is fixed with new season 5.
The
There we go.
forum would
If Orbit will be a
destroy you.
developer, guys, listen, he will give himself the rings that Maps wears and one-shots everyone with a trinket. No. Orbit, no.
I'd one-shot you, mate, and post that up. I'd one-shot that Batman cowl straight off your forehead, mate.
Listen, I will shut off the Harry Potter headpiece, man. Don't start it, man.
Oh man, I wouldn't one shot either one any of you guys. I would just take you and just drop you in the middle PvP phase and all.
Listen, you got beasted already, guys. You shouldn't talk, my friend.
I said I would drop you in the PvP phase in the Hall of Doom, right in the middle where everybody duels at.
Mate, there's no one in the PvP phase.
Yeah, check out the video.
I'd be running around getting the collections and I'd be unharmed.
Nice.
You get a trinket, you get a trinket, you get a trinket.
It's like Oprah. You get a trinket, and you get a trinket, and you get a trinket.
Let's all get trinkets.
If people
Yeah.
get everything, they get bored and then stop. Stuff should be harder to get them up.
Meps, let's face it. I mean, people say me and Brittany get all the special treatment. We get all the stuff from you, anyways. Let's just, why make liars out of them? Why make liars out of them? Just give me and Brittany all the good stuff.
Can you
Meps,
add my first
Meps,
account,
if you-
please?
Give us all the GM commands. Let us teleport people wherever we want to. Let us summon in 40 mummies.
If Meps, if you ever do decide to release a mirror power, I want 10% profit on your mirror
Hey,
power.
look at
respect
this
token.
guy.
Oh, funny.
They'll
Right,
be like,
let's just do a couple more questions and then let's
Couple
just
more?
wrap this
Really?
shizzle up, you know. Um,
Just because you were half an hour late, all right, doesn't mean that me and Balkan haven't been here this whole time.
listen, man, I'm
no one
even
said
1 hour
that.
after
Where have
Orbit.
you got that from? Where the fuck have you just got that from?
You should be actually Orbit the last one that says we should stop the show. Just saying, you know.
Right, Matey has asked. Hold on. Yep, he's asked if you could add a new weapon, what would it be?
Whip.
A new weapon. Yes, whip. I would
Whip.
agree with that.
Get the whip in there.
Whip people said like
God loves a good
Good
whip,
I love a good whip
don't you?
in. Yeah, love a good whip in.
He's on his bed on all fours saying whilst he's saying
Mate,
that.
come on, just no, move on. Yeah, whip would be a good weapon. Balkan, what would you like to say?
I'm still thinking. Skip Balkan first.
All right, Patriot, I'm sure you've got an answer for us.
Whip sounds cool and all that, but I mean, how would you do range attacks with whip?
Indiana
Are you
Jones.
joking, mate? You got fucking serious range on whip.
Yeah.
But I mean, but that would be like more mid range. How would you do like long range attacks with
But you
whip?
say
Yeah,
that
the whip is then
you-
long or
you could-
simple? A longer whip then.
You could say like the same for like one-handed. How can you do a long-range attack for one-handed, and all of a sudden you just generate some orb out of your hand? So there's obviously something that could be done before it.
Yeah,
I mean, the whip.
yeah,
Yeah, that is fucking
Alright,
random, isn't it?
alright, I see your point. I mean,
Beasted, no rematch.
Super's like, yeah, actually, that is fucking bullshit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's bullshit.
I don't know. New weapons. I mean, whip sounds cool. Nunchucks. You know, people talk about nunchucks a lot.
Yeah, the Sheena uses whip in Happiness Home, and she fucking hits miles.
Yeah, good gadget whip.
I don't
Go
know.
gadget whip.
Honestly, not really. No, I don't know. I can't. I mean, a sword and shield would be cool. You know, combination of those two. You know, but I mean, I don't know. I think we're pretty good on weapons.
Yeah, we've got a nice selection.
You know, plus, you know, I don't think we're going to see another weapon until they stop supporting the PS3 anyway. So,
What would you say, Orbit? What weapon would
I'm
you
just
think?
thinking. I'm just thinking of like, what about?
There are not many weapons we closely have everything, you know. I mean, you could say boring
got
stuff like
every
shield
single
and
weapon
sword
in the
together,
game,
but that
Falcon
would be
says.
a kind of, yeah, shield and sword together, or let's say a different way of martial arts, or you have more shuriken interactions, something more like a ninja, just martial. I don't know. There are many ways, but a complete whole new different weapon. There is whip. And look, we don't know anything else. I mean, look, a guy said boomerang. This is a good idea. Boomerang, for example.
Yeah, boomerang's cool.
Yeah, that'll be alright.
I like
Right, I
that
think we're
idea.
out of ideas on that one. We're a bit stuck now.
So boomerang.
No,
will
you're running
be-
out of
we
ideas
have a
when
whip.
boomerang comes up.
Yeah, not very good there, Orbit, mate. Not very good.
Magic
No,
Well,
stick,
I'd have to
like
brainstorm, you know. I'd have to sit,
abracadabra.
I'd have to go to my room. I said
Some
whip
sort
anyway.
of-
A magic
Some
stick.
sort of mirror weapon.
I mean, now seriously, a magic
mirror,
stick.
smash it over their fucking heads.
What do you guys think about the magic stick? Like, you know, Abracadabra is using it, or you see some Sentinels from Dr. Fate when you do the missions. They also
Yeah, but that
use
would be more of a power, wouldn't it? When
No,
you're
just
using
a
this-
magic stick. Yeah, just a magic. That's
Yeah,
Oh, so you mean
Yeah,
like
that-
in sort of? You mean like in sort of Elder Scrolls where there's like
he's talking like a wand like Zatanna uses.
yeah, like a wand kind of thing, like
I
Harry
mean,
Potter.
the stick have the magic, not your power. So
Yeah,
that's it. Simple.
What you mean, like a might weapon?
No, still precision.
No, he
of
means like,
course,
right, you know
but
in-
I know,
how
I
you
know.
use it.
A might weapon would be cool though. It'd be different.
Nah, I don't know,
No.
man.
Why not?
That
Why
would
not?
change a thing too much.
Why not?
No, then it's the one might weapon and you have 13 precision weapons, you know? It will feel so unbalanced. And then you have everyone with a might weapon at the end.
Atomic is a might power. No,
Yeah.
none
Might
of the
power
other powers
is different than a might weapon. There is it. Your power should do might damage.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Your
saying. Then you
weapon
can always,
should do
can
precision
always
damage.
don't be stuck in the past, mate. Future is where
But
it's
then
at.
you will have at the end no one is going
Mirror
to spec
power,
anymore
hashtag.
into precision anymore. Everyone is just going might.
Right, let's move on from that one.
Spear.
Spear.
We have staff.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you can't
do a bit
launch
like
the
that.
staff at them. I want to launch a spear at somebody.
Staff variant. Bring in the
Yeah,
staff variant.
but once you throw the spear, it doesn't come back.
No, you took a
I
new
would,
one.
I would reach. I would get my spear. I would duel with Balkan. I'd throw the spear through his heart, and then I would go and buy a new weapon.
Nope.
Or I capture the new spear and then give it
Spear
to
is
you.
OP.
Face.
Yeah.
Now,
One
spear
shot
is
kill.
possible. I mean,
No,
look, guys.
nerf-
Okay,
nerf
and there is
spear.
the thing, Patriot. Like with one-handed, you throw an orb. Look, arrow, for example. You don't reload really arrows from where invisible, so you can always pull, let's say, a spear from your body or something. I don't know. Interesting. See, Balkan makes it possible.
But if you're using the fiery bow style and all that, you can just in your fire tune, you can always just say that you're using flame arrows.
Yeah, okay, when you're fire, but what with the all other powers?
Ice, same thing. Earth, nature, electricity, mental.
Yeah, but there it is not there, so he just shoots air. See, so that they can make that maybe with staff as well. I mean, I don't know, possible things. I mean,
Someone said-
this is a hero game. I mean, DC Comics, everything is possible there. I mean, look, man, even Batman has in the comics got powers for a short time. I mean, same as Darkseid. So can you imagine what you can do then in the game?
Oh, Patriot and Brittany have already got the god power, so
Yeah.
can't have that anymore.
They get favoritism, man. I swear, this is
Yeah,
so
favoritism.
unfair.
Yeah. I'm
Darn you, Beps.
gonna log on a game tonight. I'm gonna find random people that I don't like in the middle of raids. I'm gonna ban them.
You
You
don't
might as well,
like my
mate. I mean, if you've
idea?
got the power, you might as well abuse
get
it
banned.
as well.
Put
Huh?
that ban number down, mate.
Yeah. I didn't like your video, ban. There you go. I'm never playing DC again.
Yeah. Oh, you beat me in a PvP once. Ban.
Yeah.
Cold Fusion has done another video. Have you watched it?
No, he hasn't. I haven't.
Hey, what?
He's done. Have you watched the gods?
No, I haven't. No.
What?
I've been asleep,
Alright.
mate.
I was not listening.
Oh, yeah, that's
What watch?
Cold Fusion's just done another video, 20-minute video. Should be interesting.
Who's
I'll probably
this?
go watch it. I'm just hoping that he absolutely rips Super Patriot apart again.
Oh my god.
Comes up with valid
So
points.
fucking uncalled for.
20 minutes and then 5 minutes just bash on
that
Patriot.
idiot.
I mean, it's not
Patriot off
hard
the
to beat
People's
Patriot.
Podcast.
Broken.
Come for the rematch on you this
I
time.
remember you say that you get your account banned again and you come begging me to talk to MEPS for you.
I remember that. Of course, that's normal, man. I spent a lot of money. I still want it back. Matt, give me my account.
Right, shall we wrap this shizzle up, Manizzle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot my noodle.
Cool. Well, thank you everybody for watching the stream. Episode 34 of the People's Podcast. We had fun answering your questions. If you want us to definitely answer your question for next week, then tweet us at DCUO People's Podcast or on our Facebook. You'll be able to find that link in the description of the YouTube video. And apart from that, it'll be 9:15 again next week.
4:15 4:15 East Coast time.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
3 o'clock, did you say?
4:15 East Coast.
4:15. Oh, okay, I thought you said 15. 4:15 Pacific time, did you say?
Yes. No, East Coast. East Coast.
I see, yeah.
Yes.
East Coast time and 9:15 UK time next Thursday. And apart from that, you guys got anything else to say?
Nope.
Mm.
Falcon.
Be sure to
See ya, take care, and have fun.
be sure to follow us on all of our social media stuff. Links will be in the description. I'm sure.
Percy!
Ah, there it is.
And I
Yes,
don't.
let's-
Next